What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to be answering one of your guys' top questions and ideas because you guys are confused, or you want to know more, or you want to know how to turn the Seals of Endeavors into gold. The Seals of Endeavors have been in the ESO for a little bit of time, but I feel it's like one of those systems that not a lot of people fully understand. Why is that? Well, because it was implemented into the game so it could avoid the European gambling ban. That may sound like it's a crazy hyperbolic joke, but that's actually why they added it, because basically you needed a way to farm the currency to buy the things from the loot crates, therefore to avoid the gambling restrictions in the EU and other places such as Australia. But set that to the side. We're not here to get into that whole separate can of worms that will probably make ZeniMax assassinate me with a sniper. I wanted to talk about this currency and why it's important. It's important for a couple reasons. The number one reason is like for a lot of the weekly events, you're able to actually get a lot of cool things. This week it's 8,000 gold. Other times it's alliance points, Telvar, transmute crystals, they experience. A lot of times they throw in some really cool things into this here system. And for those of you who may have missed it, I went into this through the activity finder and endeavors. You'll see it right at the very top here, and you're able to see all of these lovely things that you're able to do. We're depending on which server you're on, when you're playing, these will be different. You're able to complete 3 daily tasks and 1 weekly task. And you can see that I'm cute as a healer. Don't judge me, because this is definitely not a healer build. Please don't report me. But you may be wondering, Jake, I either have Seals of Endeavors, I want to know how I can use my Seals of Endeavors, or you're like, Jake, you're full of shit, there's no way you can turn your Seals of Endeavors into gold. To that, I say, watch until the end of the video, because I am a truther. Now, a very good question was asked during my live stream, and I forgot to screenshot it, but if you're the one who said it, I appreciate you. What should I use my Seals of Endeavors on? You can actually see that I have almost no Seals of Endeavors, so you might be wondering, well, Jake, what do you purchase it on? And there's a couple things that I recommend. Obviously, yeah, there's very cool mounts and skins, and if one of these jumps out to you and you're like, man, this is absolutely dope, I absolutely need this skin, hey, skins are a very cool thing to get, as are furnishings and costumes and whatnot. But as far as utility, I'm a huge fan of buying the different styles. I mean, for just 5,000, you're able to get a whole style, which looks honestly pretty dope. Now, obviously, every book is appraised differently, but for 5,000 Seals of Endeavors, you're able to get a whole writ book. A lot of these writ books would be between 2 and 3 million gold on Xbox. So you're able to save a significant amount of money if you're going for like the Grandmaster Crafter achievement, or you just want to have one of these styles, for any of your characters, because you can now use styles across any character, which could, be pretty cool for you guys to get. Obviously, though, too, some of these are significantly easier, so just make sure you're not buying something that's, like, super cheap. So just keep that in mind. And then we get into the cheaper items. Again, I don't recommend, experience scrolls. Research scrolls can be an interesting item if you're like, man, I really need a couple, 7-day timer cooldowns because I have some traits that I need to get some best-in-slot sets, up to date. If you're like, I really need to get into this PvE trial, but I need to transmute some of my gear. I've got 3 things researching. If I use a 7-day cooldown, it'll speed it up. Not, definitely consider that. But we get into the better items, actually, the further we scroll down, which may sound counterintuitive, but trust me. You got your pets, you got your little mementos. Oh, look, he's carving a pumpkin. But it takes us to go all the way down. These are where I say, whoa. This is a good item. So specifically, the speed and the riding capacity. Why is that so overpowered? Because you can only upgrade one of these per day, which to me is still ridiculous. Granted, it's 1 per character, so you could log into all your characters every day and slowly get them. This would be 180 days. Ignore how long it took my brain to compute that before you can max these 3 things out per character. Granted, you could do them all concurrently, but still. And with riding capacity, that is 1 free character slot. So you upgrade this, an extra character slot on that character. That concept confuses a lot of people, but it doesn't matter even if you have a mount assigned or a mount at all or whatever, changing to a new mount, that's not affected by that at all. Same with the speed and the stamina. You want to get the speed and the stamina immediately. Now, I'm sorry, the speed and the capacity immediately, because once you have capacity, that's just free inventory space for you. And especially if you don't have ESO Plus, Capacity is so nice to have. And speed, it's just nicer to get to places faster. That's really the heads and tails of it. If you're faster, you do things faster, you get gold faster, you complete quests faster, faster experience. Everything just happens faster. But I'm not here to blue ball you. You guys are like, Jake, nothing of what you said so far allows me to turn any of mine to gold. Was this clickbait? Did you put this in the wrong series? And the answer to that is no. So if you wanted to convert these to gold, you would buy Crown Mimic Stones. Now, I have a whole video on how to convert Crown Mimic Stones into gold, right? Now, I'm not going to rehash that whole video, but basically what happens, say you make something in, well, let's use an example. Let's say we scrolled up and we got one of these special styles up here. Say we got the Apostle style, and we needed to use the Apostle trait to make a whole bunch of these, and we used our Crown Mimic Stones to make them, right? Say we used 100. When we deconstruct those back, we are actually going to get the trait material associated with the style back to us, which can be very profitable, especially if you have good luck. I unfortunately do not, but you're going to get somewhere between 30 and 60% return back on your trait item. So you use your Crown Mimic Stone, and this is highlighted in its entirety in that video, so I'm just giving you the Cliff Note version. You can watch that video if you're interested, but then you're going to get back that trait item. Why trait items are so valuable is basically for writ books, and it is for crafting materials such as furnishings and other such assorted things. So that's and furnishing, obviously, because that's the true end game of ESO. That comment has probably got me about 10 dislikes. Is one of the reasons driving the economy towards trait items. So that's if you just have a whole bunch of Crown Mimic Stones. Consider finding a trait style item that's worth a lot, on one of your items. So if you have a style material for like the trait item for Apostle, a style item for Apostle, for example, you could consider, breaking that down. Generally, the more recent DLCs and the ones with the higher tier, good-looking furnishings are worth more, such as the ones from Blackwood with the Leowin style to build like the castles, for example. But Shimmering Sand, because that's for the Elsewhere style, which looks very cool. That one always seems to do very well, but it's just something to consider. And again, there's a whole video covering all that mumbo jumbo, so I won't rehash it all here for you, because I know obviously you guys have got stuff to do today. It's Wednesday, it's hump day. You guys got places to be, people to assist. So the final point that I'm going to wrap up with here is that, again, I really suggest that you guys get those motive crafting books. I really think they're the best bang for your buck. The other thing that I would consider you guys to do is if you have Crown Mimic Stones already, I wouldn't buy them, but I would convert them into some of the styles that do well. If you ever want to know what styles are doing well, just pick a style material or the traded item from that zone, such as the Ivory Claps from Blackwood, and just see how much they're selling for or listed for in Mournhold. Bada bing, bada boom. But you guys know that. You watch my price checking video. But as a final point, I just want to thank you guys again. I have a new streaming background, which you guys will be able to see on Saturday. I know you guys are so excited because my walls are blank and white. And as a final reminder, if you'd like to enter into the giveaway, we do 2 giveaways a month as a tax write-off against the government. To enter, all you have to do is leave a comment and subscribe. I pull 1 random comment every month and 1 random subscriber, and I post the winners on every video. Doing it at the end now, so that way it's those of you who love my rambling are still behind, at the end of the video. And as a question of the day, what is your favorite color? But there's a twist to this. So I have these RGB lights, right? The streaming background is really improved. What color light do you think is the best? So right now I have it set to blue, but what color, like if you had to light up your room a specific color other than white, or general light bulb color, what color would you light it up? Red, blue, purple, pink, yellow, green? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.